How you doing today, everybody? This is Tom Murphy for Optimized App News, and today we're going to be talking about the life cycle of an application. Now, there are many things to consider in the life cycle of an application. You go from the design phase all the way to, the success of multiple different versions of an application that would be released. Now, what I want you to consider when you're thinking about the launch of an application, let's start with the actual the design phase. When you're finishing your design and you're gonna be launching this application in the iPhone store, this is the time when you are able to submit your keywords. Now, this is extremely important because you can't manipulate your keywords after your submission. Only upon submitting new binary code can you actually change your keywords. So you really do want to think ahead about your description, think about your keywords, and have that prepared for when you're going to launch your application, because that's going to have a lot to do with how people receive, find, and get your application. So right up front, you're going to have to do some thinking about the keywords, the description, and the screenshots that you're going to have. That's kind of like the first phase of a life cycle. But in an application itself, when you're doing the design, you want to think about building an application that's not going to be basically a short-term hit or a one-hit wonder kind of thing. You're going to want to try to build an application that is something you can grow with. So I'm going to use an example for one that we've designed called Baby Day. And Baby Day 1, the first version of that, was primarily an application that would let your partner know when you're in labor. So basically, when the person was in labor, you press a button and it sends your exact location to the individual with a map as to where the person is. And that was really the sole feature or function of that. The first version wasn't extremely robust, but what we did was we made the decision to get that application built, get it out there to secure the name, secure the place, and then really start to build from there as to multiple layers of what we can do with Baby Day. Then there was Baby Day 2.0 and Baby Day 3.0, and we would add features and functionality as we went along, such as a photography gallery, such as a journal, such as medical contacts, all different types of things that are extremely useful for somebody that is having a baby. There are future generations of things that are to come for this application as well. So my point in this is that you not only want to start to think of applications that make sense today, but build applications that are going to make sense in the long run and have a path of growth ahead of them. Build an application that can be, start out as a non-database application, or one that has no shopping cart in it, and that one that can migrate and grow to having a shopping cart and database in it as time goes on. This is a business investment. Obviously, it may be a hobby for you, but it could be considered a business investment. So what you want to do mainly is build scalable applications. Now, the other thing you want to keep in mind is the shifts and changes in technology. Phones are changing very rapidly. Operating systems are changing very rapidly. There are certain kinds of applications that are going to be impacted by that more than others. We'll use, for example, gaming. Gaming is one of the things that changes extremely rapidly. We could have a game today that is very successful, and then a few months from now 3D phones could be all the rage, and the game that you built is pretty much obsolete. Well, let's take a different type of application, more of a utility-based application. And one we have called Disaster Caster, which is one that alerts people in a disaster what your disaster plans are. So you can basically send to your family and friends what your disaster plans would be for your family. Now that it's not a overly fancy program, but it's a utility, and it's a utility that really won't go out of style. So that benefits on two ends. One, when you build it, it benefits you because you can add to it, and it'll continue to grow and still be fresh to the user, even though we're upgrading operating systems. And then on your side, to the user side, when the user purchases it, it's something that's going to stay fresh for them for quite a long time and really won't go out of style. So try to consider building applications that will stand the test of time, build applications that have a scalable nature, and document out as much as you can the path of growth that each application would have, its life cycle per se. And we'll get into more conversations about the technologies that you can grow into in other clips. But for now, I want to thank you very much. And this has been Tom Murphy for Optimized App News. Take care.